Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be talking about Man of Steel. This is my review for the movie Man of Steel directed by Zack Snyder. It came out in 2013, I believe. I saw the movie for the first time last week and this is my review for it. And the question for why I watched it, well, James Gunn's Superman is coming next year and I thought, well, let's just watch it. Why not? I want to compare the two movies later. So I just thought I'll give it a shot. And I regret doing that because this movie is, I have to say, one of the worst comic book movies ever. It's very, very bad. Like, it's so horrible. You gain nothing from this movie. The whole movie just feels pointless. I mean, the movie doesn't make you feel anything. I know it's supposed to be this epic movie where Superman is treated as a god and stuff, but no, it feels emotionless. You don't care about him, you don't care about anyone in this movie. It just feels like some CGI fest. It's boring and it's just monotonous. Like the story is non-existent. I mean, yeah, there's a villain, Zod is there and he tries to kill Earth or something, but it's very generic. I know it came out in 2013, but still, like, it feels very generic. And the only goal of the movie is to show us that Superman can fly and he can hit stuff and he has laser eyes. It's just so boring. There's no character arc for Superman. And Clark Kent is non existent. It's just Superman, I guess. And he's just there doing stuff and you don't feel anything for him. They try to give him an arc using Jonathan Kent, like his father, like they have some father son bonding and stuff, but that also logically doesn't make any sense because there's one scene where Superman, I mean, this movie came out some 10 years ago, so I'm assuming you have all seen it, so I'm just gonna talk about spoilers. So yeah, there's this one scene where Superman saves this is a young Superman, a teenage Superman. He saves a school bus. School bus is drowning in the water, and he uses his powers and saves the school bus. He saves a lot of children and the driver. And he saves a lot of lives. So that's what you would expect Superman to do, and that's the right thing. It's good. But later, Jonathan Kent, Clark Kent's father, he says that you should not do that. You should not reveal your identity in public. Letting a dozen of kids die is okay instead of revealing your identity. That's what he says. I mean, come on, who says that? Like, what? Listen, I mean, see, I love Henry Cavill. I really do. But come on, he does not suit Superman. He just feels like one emotionless alien and he doesn't know what he's doing. It just feels like he's just there. It feels like someone woke him up from his sleep, gave him the Superman costume, and he just brought him to the set and he's just acting. It feels like that. Because, again, it's not his fault. Because we all know Henry Cavill is a very good actor. But it's the writing. There's no emotion. You don't even care about Superman. Because he's this invincible god, right? So, why would you care about him? He cannot die, basically. So, what's the point of caring about him, right? And coming to Lois Lane, oh my god, like her character is completely pointless. The things she does in this movie makes no sense logically. And her chemistry with Superman is horrendous. It didn't work at all. They fall in love out of nowhere. Like their first meeting is like on an alien spaceship and she's there. I don't know why she's there. How did she get there? They don't show that at all. And she gets in trouble and Superman saves her. I mean, what is happening? It just doesn't make any sense. And also there's no character development for her. I don't know. I literally don't know anything about her. She's a journalist. Yeah. She likes to investigate stuff. Yeah. She falls in love with Superman. That's it. That's literally what happens with her. And Superman and Lois rarely have scenes together. And believe me, I haven't even gotten to the worst parts of the movie yet. Now coming to the editing of this movie is awful. It's very, very bad. Like there are so many instances where they just forget about something called continuity. I mean, things just randomly happen. Like for example, there's a scene that builds up to something or some character is in a tough situation and boom, they just cut it to some other scene and there's no proper explanation for it. It's just abrupt, it's not good to watch, and it's very confusing also. Like, for example, Henry Cavill is a crew member of a ship for a moment, and then suddenly the next scene it cuts and he becomes a waiter in a bar, and then suddenly it cuts again and he ends up in an alien spaceship. Like, what is going on? Even with Lois, at one point she's with the military, and then another point it just cuts and she's inside the spaceship. Like, what the hell is happening? Why are characters teleporting? Like, there's no continuity maintained. Like, it feels like some scenes are missing in between, and there's no explanation for it as well. It's just very annoying. It's like Zack Snyder came up with some cool action set pieces in his mind, right? And he didn't have any story, so he tried to like just place those set pieces and then try to cook up a story around those set pieces, and it's just bad. It's just a very bad movie. It turned out to be horrible. And now the worst part of the movie, the climax. Oh my god, is this even supposed to be real? The guy who fought with his father earlier, arguing that he needs to save people's lives. He's Superman, that's what he's supposed to do. And he ends up slaughtering probably, hundreds, if not thousands of people in that final fight. It's like a mini apocalypse. So many buildings destroyed with people inside it. Like, come on, am I really supposed to believe that? He's Superman, he should not be doing that. He's killing those people. Superman's job is to protect the people. That's the priority one. Then he should defeat the villain, not the other way around. Because of that, so many people die. There's a limit, and then it's the fight also, it just becomes monotonous. It's just two people flying in the air, punching each other. It's very repetitive. And then they just start slamming and flying into buildings, and they destroyed so many buildings and probably killed hundreds of people in it. And it's not even visually that good. It's not creative. It's just boring, plain. Two people flying in the air. It's not fun to watch. And there's obviously, as I said before, there's no emotional stake at all. You don't feel anything while this fight is happening. Zod is a fine villain, but it's just boring. By the end of the movie, I just didn't care anymore because I tuned out of the movie. In short, like, there's nothing in this movie which I liked. It's a horrible movie. I don't know how Zack Snyder, this movie is pretty well received if I remember correctly, and I don't know how, because this movie is shit. It's horrible. And I hope James Gunn's Superman is not like this. And from the set photos and casting news, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. And by the way, I didn't know about this, but Christopher Nolan apparently has a story credit for Man of Steel, which is a very sad thing. And anyways, yeah, thank you.